Good morning. I am Master Sergeant Sarah Giard, Master Military Training Instructor, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. As the flights move into position and for the safety and comfort of those around you, we ask that you refrain from entering the retreat pad and remain in your respective seating area when taking photos during the ceremony. Do not stand or sit in the stairways unless entering or exiting the grandstand. Additionally, we ask that you do not stand at the bottom of the grandstands, as well as the arena drill pad. At the conclusion of the ceremony, you may proceed onto the retreat pad after the flights are dismissed. Please be cautious when ascending and descending the bleachers. Utilize the handrails and watch for tripping, slipping, and falling hazards. Restroom facilities are located in the reception center and to the right of the flagpole. During this morning's ceremony, smoking and the consumption of alcoholic beverages is not permitted. At this time, please silence all cell phones and any other electronic devices. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. In the military, ceremonies are held to accord distinctive honors to national symbols or individuals on special occasions. These ceremonies are also used to display the proficiency and state of training in a command and to promote teamwork and pride in the organization. They also contribute to public morale by displaying symbolically the strength and unity of the military in support of the nation. All of the movements that you will observe today are known as drill. The purpose of drill is to enable a commander or non-commissioned officer, such as the military training instructor, the ability to move their units from one place to another in an orderly manner, to aid in training by instilling discipline and habits of precision and response to the leader's orders, and to provide for the development of all leaders in the practice of commanding formations. To maintain the proper decorum and respect for events such as this, we ask that you abide by the following standards while you are here. First, there will be times that you will be asked to stand for the invocation, the playing of the national anthem, the Air Force song, and the reciting of the Airman's Creed. Second, we ask that you remain silent during these times, reflecting on the price that has been paid for our freedom. Third, we ask that you pay respect to the flag during the national anthem. Military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. Civilians should stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. After the last note of the national anthem, you may return your hand to your side. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. Now marching into position, from the 331st Training Squadron, Flight 152, led by Master Sergeant Clarissa Hart, Military Training Instructor, hometown Birmingham, Alabama. Flight 151, led by Technical Sergeant Robert Tompkins, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Koshinda, Okinawa, Japan. PT Excellence Flight, Flight 150, led by Technical Sergeant Miguel Molina, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Laverne, California. Flight 149, led by Technical Sergeant Nadia Cruz, Military Training Instructor, hometown Victoria, Texas. From the 326th Training Squadron, Flight 148, led by Master Sergeant Tony Segura, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown San Diego, California. Flight 147, led by Technical Sergeant Trevor Scott, military training instructor, hometown, Douglasville, Georgia. From the 324th Training Squadron, Flight 146, led by Technical Sergeant Lonnie Elliott, military training instructor, hometown, Nantiglow, Pennsylvania. Flight 145, led by Technical Sergeant Norman Allen, military training instructor, hometown, Leesville, Louisiana. Flight 144, led by Technical Sergeant Roy Bustamante, military training instructor, hometown, Dedodo, Guam. From the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 143, led by Technical Sergeant Albert Lockhart, military training instructor, hometown, Aransas Pass, Texas. Flight 142, led by Master Sergeant Lance Westfall, military training instructor trainer, hometown, Greenfield, Missouri. Flight 141, led by Technical Sergeant Yannick O'Neill, military training instructor, hometown, Laurel, Maryland. Flight 140, led by Technical Sergeant Jericho Oko, military training instructor, hometown, Mooresville, North Carolina. From the 321st Training Squadron, Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 137, led by Technical Sergeant Nathan Simon, military training instructor, hometown, Mount Airy, Maryland. Flight 136, led by Technical Sergeant Haley Maskule, military training instructor trainer, hometown, Puyallup, Washington. Air Force Basic Military Training conducts graduation events over the course of 2 days to celebrate the accomplishments of our newest airmen and guardians. These events recognize their transition into the profession of arms. We acknowledge the tradition of honor and legacy of valor provided by those who came before and inspire us still today. We would also like to thank the family and friends for their continued support that these graduates will be counting on as they serve our great nation in the years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Davenport.
Let us pray. Almighty God, you have led us here today by your providential hand, in your sight and the sight of all these families, to celebrate a historical moment in the lives of these trainees who become airmen today. Their training command leadership launches them out into the wild blue yonder to learn a skill that will continue to define the success of our future military operations and the lethality thereof. Having learned the basics of what it means to be an American airman, I pray for a resilient body, mind, and soul for each of them. May they perfect their craft and lead by example, always knowing that their country depends on them for the freedoms we treasure daily, even if it costs them their lives, as we have seen in recent days. As a coin is placed in their hands and Old Glory is lowered and folded by our nation's finest NCOs, I ask that they realize that they trod in the footsteps of over 40 million service members who have gone before them, and now they are charged to carry on the legacy. This I pray in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to today's Basic Military Training graduation ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony. The Deputy Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 1993 graduate of Basic Military Training, Lieutenant Colonel Alvin Schultz, Jr. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 2003 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson. The guest speakers, the Commander, 331st Training Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Josh Hardin. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 331st Training Squadron, and 2004 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant DeMarcus Fournay, accompanied by his wife, Danielle. Also in attendance with us today, the Commander, 1st Special Operations Wing, and 1992 graduate of Basic Military Training, Colonel Allison Black. The Command Chief, 1st Special Operations Wing, and 1999 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Joey Meininger. The Commander, 37th Training Wing, Colonel Lauren Corshane. The Command Chief, 37th Training Wing, and 1997 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Carlos Damian, accompanied by his wife, Shauna. The Associate Dean of the Air War College, Colonel Anthony Jones Sampson, accompanied by his wife, Ebony. The Command Chief, 501st Combat Support Wing, and 2001 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Terrence Boyd, accompanied by his wife, Tanya. We would also like to welcome the 2024 Air Education and Training Command Squadron Leadership Course. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737 Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. This week, we have a special opportunity to recognize one additional and significant achievement demonstrating the dedication of 26 of our graduates, who are being led by Technical Sergeant John Shields, military training instructor, hometown, Kinston, North Carolina. Today's recognition is made possible by a partnership between the Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security to allow active duty service members to become citizens under the Naturalization at Basic Training Initiative. To be eligible, a member of the Armed Forces must pass a comprehensive application process administered by the Department of Homeland Security, including a background check and personal interview to demonstrate high moral character and their knowledge of the English language. Applicants are also tested on U.S. history and government. Please hold your applause until all names have been announced. The Air Force is proud to recognize Fred Sarpong, country of origin, Ghana. Kahir Murdoch, country of origin, Jamaica. Yuri Richards, country of origin, Jamaica. Sergio Baran Avalosa, country of origin, Mexico. Hartman Nda, country of origin, Benin. Demer Samuels, country of origin, Jamaica. Uluwatafe Ulukunlu, country of origin, Nigeria. Jade Smith, country of origin, Jamaica. Che Elvis, country of origin, Cameroon. Samuel Gonzalez Coca, country of origin, Mexico. William Harisis, country of origin, Federation States of Micronesia. Nathan Nanji, country of origin, Cameroon. Leslie Ann Lamb, country of origin, Belize. Renzo Zamanigo Villa, country of origin, Panama. Philemon Aturu, country of origin, Nigeria. Anna Shilavinova, country of origin, Russia. Jaden Marukut, country of origin, Philippines. Clarence Mayuyu, country of origin, Philippines. T. Tran, country of origin, Vietnam. Owasan Amarl Bandi, country of origin, Burkina Faso. Cynthia Cruz Torres, country of origin, Mexico. Yorleni Umana Alvarado, country of origin, Honduras. Diana Hernandez Molina, country of origin, Mexico. Reina Mary Plorgo, country of origin, Philippines. Shanika Guain Cueto, country of origin, Philippines. Gwyneth Aubrey De Leon, country of origin, Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate the newest citizens of the United States of America. Musical support for this morning's ceremony is provided by graduates from the flights 138 and 139, performing under the direction of retired Master Sergeant Samuel Johnson, Master Military Training Instructor, hometown Stratford, Connecticut. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force's core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant Fournay will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning. How do they look? Yeah. Okay, before I give any remarks, I want to direct your attention to this banner in the center. This is the symbol of the organization that your sons and daughters are taking an oath to protect and serve. So I want to give our banner, the Stars and Stripes, a round of applause. To all of the family members and the veterans in attendance today, and even as a future father of an airman that's about to join, it's not lost on me that you all have given us your most prized possession and that you trust us to not only train them, to make them disciplined, but to take care of them. And that is a promise that we are going to keep. So I thank you for that, and I give you my deepest gratitude. Now, what you see before you, it just doesn't happen overnight. It takes a whole village to make an airman. But I do want to direct your attention to some unique individuals, the military training instructors. These individuals go through 6 months of training and countless evaluations after that. They are the ones that are with your loved ones day in and day out to make sure that they are trained, that they are disciplined, that they are ready. But it's the things that they do behind the scenes that we just don't see that makes your airmen what they are today. So as you travel out and you see a military training instructor, I want you to thank them for their sacrifice and for their service and for their commitment to your loved ones today. Our trainees. Yesterday, Lieutenant Colonel Harden and I had the opportunity to talk to some of the graduating airmen. And I asked an airman, or a few airmen, what does it mean to be just that, an airman? And while they all said great things, they all said something different. And that took me back. It took me back 19 years ago when I was in your shoes. And I didn't know what it meant to be an airman myself. And as I graduated and I went off into the city, people kept saying, "Congratulations, soldier." Even my family members thought I had joined the Army. And when I corrected them politely and said, "Hey, I'm in the Air Force," they then asked me, "What plane did I fly?" So today, if you don't hear anything I say to you, I want you to know this, matter of fact, let me back up a little bit. If I ask anybody, who are you? You're going to answer that question in 3 different ways. You might say, hey, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a daughter. You might even answer that question and say, I'm a lawyer, I'm a dentist, I'm an artist. Or you might even answer that question leading with your faith. I'm a Christian, or this is what I believe in. Airmen, I'm about to answer that question for you. The first thing that you need to understand is that we all believe in the same things. To be a part of this tribe, you have to believe in integrity. You have to believe in service. And the standard is always excellent, no matter what. When somebody asks you what you do, it doesn't matter what your job is. Your mission has always been the same. It is to fly, fight, and win. When I joined, we were flying, fighting, and winning a war on terrorism. But today, the threat that you face is far greater than what I faced. But I've seen your potential. I've seen your motivation. In fact, even today, at the end of this ceremony, you're going to loudly shout that you will not fail. And I believe you. But if I have to be honest with you, I'm afraid that you won't fail enough from time to time along the way. You see, As a leader in this organization, I understand that I want you to have it better than I had it. I want you to be in better facilities. I want you to have more manpower and the best of the best. But I also want you to understand that times will not always be easy. And when times get hard, when you fall down, when life hits you with all types of challenges, I need you to remember who you are. And that is an airman. And an airman is a wingman, a leader, and a warrior. So, I hereby acknowledge all of your graduation requirements, and I recommend to Colonel Wilson and Chief Anderson that you receive your coveted Airman's coin, signifying your transition from civilians to airmen. So you've earned this title. Now it's time for you to go out and live it. Congratulations and welcome to the family. I talked about making mistakes, right? But we got to come back with it. So here are the magic words. Military training instructors, you may proceed.
At this part of the ceremony, the military training instructors will distribute the Venerable Airman's coin, and for the first time, distinct Space Force coins to our Space Force graduates. The lore of military coins has many colorful suspected origins. However, a popular story stems from World War I, where American volunteers formed flying squadrons in France during the Great War. One of the volunteers was a wealthy lieutenant who took great pride in his service and had medallions cast in bronze, with his squadron's emblem on them. He gave those medallions to every member of his unit. Not long after, one of the pilots was shot down behind enemy lines and was captured by a German patrol. The German forces confiscated the pilot's possessions except for the pilot's medallion that he wore around his neck. While in confinement in a small French village, the captured pilot took advantage of a nighttime bombardment by the Allies. He donned civilian clothes and escaped after crossing the front lines to safety. He came across a French outpost where he was initially thought to be a saboteur, until he showed them his unit coin. The French forces recognized the unit emblem, and instead of any harsher treatment, he received a bottle of wine. Today, several military units have developed their own coins and specific rules for them. Many organizations give out their unit coins to recognize outstanding performances and achievements. The coins the airmen and space professionals receive today are unique in that they originate here at the gateway to the Air Force and are only given to those who complete this rigorous course of instruction. On one side of the airman's coin, the original emblem of the Air Force resides as envisioned by General Henry Hap Arnold, one of the first military aviators and later commander of the Army Air Forces in World War II. Beneath the emblem, the year 1947, the birth date of the United States Air Force, and around the rim of the coin, the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the newly recognized emblem of the Air Force, a symbol that honors the heritage of our past and represents the promise of our future. The emblem retains the core elements of the Henry Hap Arnold emblem, the Arnold wings, and the star within a circle. The modern effect of the emblem reflects our Air and Space Force today and into the future. Inscribed in a half circle above the contemporary Air Force emblem is the Air Force motto, "Aim high, fly, fight, win." And on the border of the coin, a reminder to all who see this is inscribed, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming an airman in the world's greatest Air Force."
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Hardin will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the United States Air Force Basic Military Training. First, let me say thank you to all the family and friends who have joined us here today. I would like to take a moment to recognize the veterans who have joined us today. If you are able, please stand. Thank you for your dedication and selfless service. It has truly made our country better, and because of your service, these airmen are entering the greatest military the world has ever seen. 7.5 weeks ago, your loved ones departed home, set on a journey into the United States Air Force. Today marks the end of their transformation and marks the day they officially become airmen. Your support, yep. Your support has pushed these airmen to successfully complete basic military training and join the world's greatest Air Force. They showed up with all kinds of hairstyles, different clothes, and probably the whitest eyes I've ever seen. But after many repetitions of folding their laundry, making their beds, countless hours of drill, and lots of mentorship from their instructors, I'm proud to say they've made it to the end. It is my honor to introduce to you 671 of our nation's newest airmen. To the airmen, over the last 2 months, your military training instructors and squadron leadership have asked a lot of you and have held you to a high standard. Your instructors are extremely dedicated to their craft and are the very best at what they do. So family and friends, please help me show the instructors how much we appreciate their efforts. These extremely dedicated instructors have worked tirelessly over the last 2 months, providing these airmen with a world-class instruction that lays a solid foundation of what it means to be an airman. Instructors, thank you for your dedication and tireless effort to shaping the future of the United States Air Force. Airmen, tomorrow, you will raise your right hand and swear to defend the Constitution against all enemies. Today, while you're with your families and friends, think about what that means. Think about what that oath you take tomorrow means to you and what it means to your loved ones. It is an awesome responsibility. And make no mistake, no matter your career field, you are a warrior. You have a critical role in defending our country and enabling our leaders to meet the United States national objectives. Even if you're not at the tip of the spear, you will be a key enabler for the greatest Air Force the world has ever seen. Remember, as you leave us and depart for technical training, to build on that foundation your MTIs have laid out for you. Take care of your wingman and become the airman we know you can be. But I won't lie, there's going to be tough days in your future. But there will also be some of the best days that you've ever seen. Never forget why you volunteered to be part of this Air Force family and what it means to be a member of the world's greatest Air Force. I know you will continue to excel throughout your career, just as you've done here in basic military training, and I look forward to see you out and about within our Air Force doing the great things that I know you're destined to accomplish. One team.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Hardin. At this time, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize basic military training's most outstanding performer, someone who demonstrated their ability to successfully navigate all assessments, testing their physical abilities, academic aptitude, and adaptability to the military environment through multiple progress checks. This airman has surpassed all others in the challenges of training and has earned the distinction of being the top graduate of this class. The top graduate is from the 331st Training Squadron, Flight 152, Airman Krina Baldwin. She is from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and joined the Air Force to become a cardiopulmonary respiratory technician. In the stands cheering are her mother, Julia, father, David, and siblings, Abby and Seth. Her recruiter is Technical Sergeant Patrick Groff from the 339th Recruiting Squadron, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Please stand as a sign of unity as our top graduate leads us through the Airman's Creed. Instructors, place your flights at attention. Thank you. Please be seated. Instructors, place your flights at ease. This morning, we honor our heritage of military customs and traditions as we welcome our newest airmen into the ranks of the Department of the Air Force. There are two purposes for this morning's retreat ceremony. The retreat ceremony is a solemn event conducted at every United States military installation around the globe. It signifies the end of the official duty day, and today is symbolic of the end of training for our graduates. But more importantly, it is to pay respect to our nation's flag. When we offer our respect for our flag and to our national anthem, we have an opportunity to reflect on the democratic principles that have made our nation great. The meaning of freedom, dignity of the individual, the pursuit of happiness, and national unity all come to mind when you think of our flag. It is the symbol of our nation to the world. Military members have a special bond with the flag. These airmen are part of the flag's tradition because they symbolize the spirit and sacrifices of the military and dedication to the defense of this great nation and the principles it represents. When we salute the flag as it is lowered, we ask you to think. Think about the flag flying over Arlington and other national cemeteries. Think about the flag being carried into combat by the service members who preceded us. Think about the freedom Americans enjoy today, freedom without precedent in the history of the world. The men and women who stand before you today represent the projection of the strength behind our flag. Our flag security detail consists of members from the 331st Training Squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Denzel Miles. Our Commander of Airmen is Master Sergeant Ron Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the sounding of retreat and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. The flag stands for peace, honor, truth, justice, and freedom. In the armed forces of the United States, during the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded in a triangle fold, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning, it is brought out at the ceremony of reveille. The flag has been torn to strips and used as bandages for wounded combatants on the battlefield. It has been placed in the trembling arms of a grieving parent at the grave of their fallen son or daughter. It is flown at half-staff to honor our military members. The flag has flown in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. It is flown at Valley Forge, Shiloh, and Gettysburg. It was there at San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, in the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, on the beaches of Normandy. It was waved at Okinawa, Korea, Vietnam, Somalia, Kuwait, Iraq, and in Afghanistan. The flag has been burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that America has helped set free, yet it remains invincible. Please remain standing for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Congratulations on achieving this historic milestone that marks the beginning of your career. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Families with graduates in the Drum and Bugle Corps are asked to wait for their graduates on the north side of the west bleachers while they secure their equipment. We ask that you refrain from running onto the retreat pad and please use caution when descending the bleachers. Town Pass ends at 2000 hours. When dropping off graduates, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at 37 Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Airmen, if you lost a flight cap, report to the podium to retrieve it. Top graduate, report to the podium to retrieve your certificates. All graduates are now released to their families.